It's Wednesday, May 11th, King of the Mountain State Show, presented by Dutch Miller Auto Group. I'm Chase Hill. I'm here with the Country Breeze, Gabe Lambert.
How you doing, Chase?
Good, man. Good. So I'm going to catch the fans up real quick. You're a three-time semi-pro champion. You kind of dominated that era. You were in there for a little while. You got in our tournament last year. Probably should have been, could have been the finals matchup right out of the gate. You and Gary. Gary got you that night. Couldn't have been any worse timing as far as personal life. You stuck in there. You ended up bouncing back, coming back into the event late in the year, and beating Derek Gibson, who a lot of people thought was the favorite and the only guy to beat Gary. You've been on a tear lately. After that, you just in round one, you beat Chris Almonte. So things are going good. We're getting to see the Gabe Lambert grow. We're excited for you, man. Take me back to the tournament last year and then coming back against Derek Gibson. What an up and down. You ended up being our man of the year. Let's talk a little bit about last year.
Yeah, I appreciate that award, by the way. And but yeah, last year, I mean, I thought I was ready. I was ready physically, and like I said, Gary was just a lot better than me that night. And shout out to Gary and Bill Yates for their sportsmanship, and they're the first ones that gave me encouragement. Like I went, like, because after everything settled down, I'm like, man, like boxing's not for me. I want to quit, but Gary Rowland and Bill Yates were the first ones to say, hey, you did good, keep your head up, keep pushing forward, et cetera, et cetera. So, and you know how it is, you meet a lot of good people in those events. I mean, they're humble. So yeah. And coming back for Derek, yeah, I didn't want to fight Derek. You're like, you want to fight Derek? I'm like, no, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight Derek.
Who wants to fight Derek Gibson?
I don't want to fight Derek Gibson. I know Debo. I've seen plenty of boxing events, and somehow I got the win there, and is what it is.
So we have, I mean, this last matchup with Almonte going into this year, you were one of the first guys I reached out about getting into the tournament. It was a little timing. We went back and forth a little bit. I thought it was important. You were riding high coming off that win with Derek. I thought you would do really well with this. I'm glad you got back in it. First round matchup, I didn't really know what to expect. What I knew about Chris Almonte was he would fight anybody, anywhere. He wasn't a brawler. He was very skilled. He was the runner. He was the runner up in the Indiana Golden Gloves. This guy could box, and he presented some challenge boxing, and you were able to use your size and control him and kind of be, aggressive. And then one thing I didn't know, he had never been stopped before. And with just a few seconds left in the fight, you were able to get it stopped. What an accomplishment. Talk to me about that fight with Almonte.
Oh, of course I went like everybody else does. Probably I go straight to YouTube, and of course he's there. His fights are there. And I was like, man, this guy is it was just like everybody knows, he's slick. His feet, he moves well for his size, even though he talks about now being he needs to lose to get down in the lower weight class. But I mean, he moved very well. I mean, his head, that's what I told him, my elbows, I think, still hurt from dry firing. It's like dry firing a bow. But I knew it. I mean, he still was eluding me. And I was like, man, like first two rounds went by, and I was like, ugh. I just calmed down and try to throw something different, because I'm bad about that. I throw combos, and instead of playing the chess game, I just go out there and, okay, I'm going to throw this combo. But I'm getting more, that's where training comes in, and getting better and better. So.
Well, and that's what this thing's designed for, is to take you guys from the 1 minute rounds and the semi-pro stuff and to get you against real good competition boxing, in case going pro is something that you want to do at some point. You've been in the ring with some guys who can really box and fight. James Armstrong and I were talking. I was telling him, I was like, I really like Gabe Lambert. He's such a good guy. He says, well, you keep putting these monsters against him. And I'm like, I know, I'm probably going to lose his friendship at some point. He's fought Gary. He's fought Derek. Now he's fought Almonte. Now here comes Dodd. It's like murder's row. And here you are. You're 2-1 against those guys, but you put yourself in a position, man. You're in the second round now, coming up June 18th in Charleston, and another tough guy, James Dodd. He fought one of your buddies last year, Eli Kerr, and Dodd beat him. Dodd just had a big win against Tyler Rubel, a big, strong, tough guy. Dodd's a southpaw. He presents some problems. He's hard to deal, good balance, low center of gravity, good fight style. This is going to be a great one, man.
Oh yeah, James Dodd. I got to talk to him a little bit. Yeah, he's and his coach Teddy Bear, I think that's his main coach. And they're all good guys and they produce good fighters up there, VO2 Fitness.
And he's got some good sparring in there. That's one of the things. I mean, I know you're able to get some with Eli and different stuff like that, but some of these guys who are out on their own that don't get that sparring, James Dodd's not one of those guys. He's got a good gym. Joey Studer there at VO2 Fitness, Teddy Bear, they'll have him ready. You've boxed a lot. Now you've boxed a lot, whether it was semi-pro, now with us and that kind of stuff. You're starting to kind of grow into what would be a professional boxer. Is that something that may happen someday?
I don't know. I just try to take it a fight at a time. I mean, of course, I mean, especially just after watching Tyson Fury and Dylan White, you're like, man, that'd be cool, you know. But I don't know. I just try to. It's just almost like the first tournament. I don't want to think about second round, third round, or fourth round. I want to think about the first, and you know what's in front of me first, and then we'll just go from there.
So talk to me about the camp leading up to this fight. I know you just had one to get ready for round one. Now it kind of snowballs into round two. How you feeling? How's things going?
Well, they say that Team Outlaw Gym, they got Mike Drescher, Jason Beardman, Eli Kerr, Tom Kaiser. They say I look better, and they're good at encouraging. They're good at teaching and instructing and getting on to me when I need to. You know, we talked before with my jab and stuff. They tell me that it's just funny. You sound like him. You said you wasn't much of a boxing coach, but you sound just like him. You know, you see it from the outside in. It's funny how you see you're in the fight, but then like when I watched the Almonte and me fight later, watching from the outside in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm coach. You know, we're our own worst critic. I'm like, man, I should have done that. Should have done. I'm sure he did the same thing. He's like, man, like I should have did this, but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's like I try to stay in the gym and I try to do the road work, and I know what it takes. You know, I know what it takes to win a fight. And I've been in fights where I'm out of shape and I'm kicking myself, and I've been in fights when I'm a little bit better shape and it feels a lot better. So see what happens.
Well, and I think it says a lot about when, you know, I've talked about this a lot before on other shows, the other fighters, is when you can win a fight against a great guy and maybe not have your best fight. Not that it was a bad fight for you, but there are some things, some tools in your toolbox that you didn't use, that we talked about, different stuff like that, that maybe would have ended that fight a little sooner. Almonte's a tough guy, so who knows? But, you know, there's a guy who kind of walked this path before you that I think you resemble, which is Daniel Martz. Daniel Martz came out of the semi-pro stuff, and when he went into the pros, he was a big, strong guy that liked to fight, but he wasn't a boxer yet. And as he went and he got seasoned and he got better, his size with his boxing skill later on really became a problem for a lot of guys. And I can see you going through that process now, where when you become that slick boxer to go with everything else you've got, you know, I think it makes a good pro, if you're asking me.
Yeah, if somebody calls me slick, that'll really make me walk around a little bit taller.
There you go. Right. Learn to miss some punches every now and then.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah.
So I'm sure there's people following you up there, northern part of the state, kind of that see that you go through this tournament. Are you getting some feedback, some support from the community and stuff?
I'm not a big social media guy. Like, you know, I don't like, if I win a fight, I don't like post it. I did this and that because I know it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it really doesn't. You know, the only thing that matters is the next one and the next one and the next one. It's usually never good enough for anybody. You know, so I usually stay off it unless I'm doing something. But yeah, people come up to me and like, oh, you're fighting, and I give them the information, and I don't know. Like I said, I usually keep to myself. I train, like when I'm not in the gym, I train by myself, boxing wise, or road work. I'm sure other guys is like, hey, you want to train boxing? I'm like, yeah, you want to train? Okay, meet me at 5 a.m. They're like, yeah. So I usually run by myself.
Well, and you know, it's a lonely sport. Even when you're in the ring competing, you're in there by yourself. You know, it's one of those things where the buck stops with you, whether it's successful or not. I mean, it's your credit. No, man, I have enjoyed watching you through this process. Now, there's a lot of stories that you've overcome, times that you should have been out of the fight and you stayed in with the passing of your father and different, you know, there's a lot of stuff that you told me, you know, no, absolutely, he would want me there. And it was a tough fight, but you know, you've never turned away from a fight. It's awesome to have you on there. I look at the bracket experience wise, from what I know and different stuff, this Lambert Dodd fight could present a champion at some point. There's a lot of water to be held there in that fight. It's a big one, probably near the end of our card. You've been near the end of the card before, and not something new to you, but it's a big fight, man.
Yeah, I think me and James want to probably fight first on this next card, so we can just relax for the rest of the time.
Yeah, get to watch some of the other fights. Hey, man, thanks again for being part of this. I think you got yourself in a good spot to be really successful. 8 guys left. Your next fight is just over a month away, June the 18th in Charleston, West Virginia, at the Charleston Coliseum Convention Center's North Hall. Tickets are on sale now at fightertix.com/king. It'll be live stream pay-per-view at combatsportsnow.com. All those links are all over our page. Gabe, you're a great man. You're a great fighter. We're lucky to have you, buddy. I wish nothing but the best for you and James. She'll be a great one, man. You got some shout outs and stuff for me before we go?
I appreciate that, sir. I just, like I said, I already shout out to Gary and Bill. Shout out to you for contacting me. And like I said, we chit chat. You're a friend of mine. That's what it feels like to me. And shout out to Team Outlaw. Cause like I said, I wanted to quit. Like after the Gary fight, I wanted to quit. Eli Kerr, get in the gym. And him and Team Outlaw got me back. And even though I got beat up for like 6 weeks, it felt like an initiation, but they sharpened me up, and they're good friends. And like I said, my parents or my mom for dealing with it, my wife and my in-laws that watch over the kids while I'm at the gym, because usually it's in the evenings when I go to the boxing gym. And I think it's about, friends, man, all the people I know at your events. Thank you for chit-chatting with me when I come up to you and all that stuff.
I say it all the time, man. If you want to put together a successful promotion, you got to get the best fighters, and we got them. I mean, we got the best fighters. That's the best guys that shows up. I'm very thankful to have you guys. Good luck, Gabe. It's just over a month in Charleston, West Virginia. Excited to see you, man. Round 2 of the 2022 King of the Mountain State Heavyweight Division. You're just 3 fights away from being King of the Mountain State. So let's see what happens. Good luck, buddy. Stay healthy, and I'll see you here in about a month or so.
All right. Thank you, sir. See you.